what do you consider to be the most important factors in defining performance targets?
Well, there's a couple things. One is, again, having that baseline in place, going into the year knowing here's what I want to do, assuming everything stays, all the assumptions that you made, building that model stay the same. And then the other is really understanding, what could change, what will change, and then being able to be flexible as those things change. So that you can look at, okay, here's based on the budget, here's the goals that I want to get. And breaking that down to your different lines of business or, go-to-market motions, whether that's a partner-led, product-led, or sales-led motion, how do you get those targets out to the teams? And then across marketing, across the different channels, they have to have actionable goals at that level so they can measure their own performance and then work with them to monitor and track that on a more frequent basis than quarterly. It's usually weekly or monthly, in my experience, gets you the best outcomes so that, again, you're always on track on top of, am I on track? If I'm not, how and where can I look for improvements?
I love that. Now, so if you are established company, you certainly have some year over year, month over month, week over week data that you can pull. If you are that listener today who is starting from ground zero and they're going to launch a campaign, what advice do you have for them about establishing performance targets?
Well, luckily, we're in the age of AI, so you can probably go to your favorite browser and ask it, or go into ChatGPT or some other open source AI model and ask it for relevant performance metrics, because that data is out there. It will give you a starting point, right, for an industry, for a vertical, whatever you're launching that campaign in, or wherever you're planning to attack in that with that strategy. You can go get that data. If not, then you've got peer networks that you can talk to and get, hey, what have you seen here or there? And they're not going to give you specifics, but they'll give you, percentages or ranges that you can use. Okay, that's my starting point. That's what I know. That's another data input that I've got besides my own historical data to really guide where what I should expect from that campaign or from that overall program.
Yeah, that's great. And we love AI on this show. So thank you for mentioning that. Quite often what we see is that the targets are overshot based on either past performance, product life cycle, low awareness in the market. So people are starting more mid-funnel and it's just not going to achieve the performance targets that everyone expects. How do you recognize that, number one? And then number two, how do you have that tough conversation with the CEO and say, we can achieve this with this, these needs, we can't achieve it as prescribed or defined or budgeted today?
So that's where that weekly check-in is really important to see how am I performing week over week. And it's not, let's say that I'm creating a campaign. My focus is how many opportunities come from that. That's where the real business discussion happens. Leads are okay, MQLs are okay, but it's really opportunities that have to be the outcome that I'm striving for. And if I'm looking on a weekly basis at, are the leads coming in? Are they converting into MQLs? Then that's a good sign. That's a good trend that, okay, I have an opportunity, I have the potential to reach that opportunity target. If they're not coming in, which is kind of the indication you're giving here, then you do have to look at, okay, where's the miss? Is it the messaging? Is it the audience? Is it both? And you can dive into that